Hello students, hope you all are fine. In the last class, we have done the detailed function and deficiency of carbohydrates and proteins. Today, we are going to start with the fats, that is one of the macronutrient which is needed in a large quantity by our body. Fats are the concentrated form of energy as they give us more energy compared to carbohydrates and proteins. They are composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but they contain less of oxygen and more of carbon and hydrogen. We obtain fats from either animals or vegetable sources. Animal sources of fats are cream, butter, ghee, meat, or the plant sources we can say vegetable oils like mustard oil, peanut oil, groundnut oil, coconut oil, etc. Animal fats are rich in vitamin A as compared to the plant sources. Vitamin A is good for skin and eyes and also show anti-infectious properties. Now we'll do the functions of fats. Fats helps in absorption of fat soluble vitamins A, D and K. Fat is stored in adipose tissue in our body. Body fat helps in cushioning the internal organs like kidney and reproductive organs against any sudden injuries. It also serves as a padding in the cheeks, palms of hand and base of feet. The energy value of fat is 9 calories per gram, which is much more greater than the energy value of carbohydrates and proteins. Although fat is important to us as we have discussed, but excess of fat can lead to lot of health problems or complications like heart diseases, obesity, that is excess of body weight. There are variety of edible fats and oils available in the market, but we should select appropriate oils for cooking that are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acid. We should not have fats which are solid in nature like ghee, butter, cheese, as they are considered to be saturated fats and responsible for causing heart problems. Now we'll do the vitamins. Vitamins are macronutrients as they are required in very less quantity in our diet. But lack of any one vitamin is very dangerous to health. They play an important role in all functions of our body and they cannot be synthesized by human body. Therefore, they should be supplied in adequate amounts with the diet. Now, we'll do the role of vitamins. Vitamins helps in the prevention of diseases and secondly, it participates in the regulation of body processes. We'll discuss the vitamins in detail. All vitamins are soluble either in fat or in water. Fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, D, E and K and water soluble vitamins are vitamin B complex and vitamin C. Firstly, we'll study about fat soluble vitamins. As we have discussed, fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, D, E, and K, and they get destroyed if heated to a high temperature in an open vessel. First one is vitamin A. One of the most important role of vitamin A its requirement for the normal vision. It promotes growth and development. It gives body resistance to infections. Now, the sources of vitamin A. The animal source of vitamin A are liver, kidney, whole milk, egg, butter. The vegetable source of vitamin A. Vitamin A is present in the form of carotenoids, which is a precursor of vitamin A. We get vitamin A from green leafy vegetables like spinach, turnip tops, green stem vegetables like asparagus, yellow vegetables like pumpkin, carrot, yellow fruits like apricot, peach, papaya, mango. Now we'll start with vitamin A deficiency. It means we are not having enough of vitamin A in our diet. First one is it leads to changes in the eye. The early symptom starts with itching, burning, inflammation is eyelids followed by various eye diseases. Prolonged vitamin A deficiency leads to night blindness, in which one is unable to see well in dim light. Night blindness is more common in poor people. Next one is xerophthalmia, in which the eyes get slowly scarred and deformed. The change is irreversible and leads to complete blindness. Next one is epithelial changes. Deficiency of vitamin A leads to the degeneration and hardening of epithelial, and it leads to increased infection of eyes, respiratory tracts, lungs. Next one is it leads to skin changes. The condition is known as xeroderma, in which the skin becomes dry, rough and scaly. It also shows follicle-like goose pimples appear on the upper arm and thighs. Next, it leads to changes in alimentary canal, also known as intestinal tract. Alimentary tract dries up and result in reduced secretion of digestive juices, lack of their absorption, and leads to the frequent intestinal infection and diarrhea. Next, it lowered the resistance to the infections. Due to deficiency of vitamin A, the body is unable to perform its normal protective functions. Next, it leads to retarded growth as it contributes to the growth of skeleton and other tissues. Next fat soluble vitamin is vitamin D. It helps in the metabolism and utilization of calcium and phosphorus, which are essential components for the development of bones. It leads to help in building of strong bones and teeth. It helps in growth. Vitamin D is also help in releasing energy. Next, we'll study about sources of vitamin D. We get vitamin D from exposure of sunlight as it gets synthesized in our body. But it also depends on many factors such as duration and intensity of exposure to sunlight and the color of skin. Fish liver oil provides the most important source of this vitamin and should be included in the daily diets of growing children and pregnant and lactating mothers as their needs are higher. Natural foods are poor source of vitamin D except that small amount of it are present in egg yolk, fish, liver, butter and ghee. Now we'll do the deficiency of vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency leads to rickets in children as bones and teeth require adequate amount of calcium to calcify. It means to become strong, compact and hard. For the absorption and proper function of calcium, vitamin D is very important. If vitamin D is deficient, calcium is of no use to the body and gets excreted from our body. This disease is observed in early childhood or infancy, in which the bones do not calcify properly with growth. They become soft and porous. Soft bones causes deformities like pigeon chest, enlarged wrists and ankles. It shows bow legs or knock knees. A prolonged deficiency of vitamin D results into stunted growth and deformities which can occur at later stage. Look at this diagram. It shows the legs of the normal person and the person suffering from rickets. It shows the bow legs. Next one is osteomalacia. It happens in adults due to the prolonged deficiency of calcium and vitamin D or exposure to sunlight. It is also known as adult rickets. In this, there is a poor calcification of bones. The bones become soft, flexible, leads to deformation of limbs, spine and thighs. The person also have joint pains and exhaustion. Look at this diagram. Normal bones show a compact bones, but bones shown in the osteomalacia person are porous and have holes in it which make them soft. Next vitamin is vitamin E. Vitamin E is found in all tissues of the body. Tissues you know that are made up of cells which perform the same function. They are mainly stored in the muscles and adipose tissue, and we also found high concentrations of vitamin E in the pituitary gland and adrenal gland. It acts as an antioxidant which protects the body from abnormal changes in cells due to pollution, smoke, and chemicals. Now, the sources of vitamin E: cereals, seed oils, green leafy vegetables, nuts, and legumes are rich in vitamin E. Foods of animal origin are low in vitamin E. Now, the deficiency of vitamin E. Laboratory experiments have shown that vitamin E deficiency causes sterility in animals. Various species of animals show reproductive failure. Sometimes skin changes and deformities are also seen in the deficiency of vitamin E. Next one is vitamin K, which is necessary for the synthesis of prothrombin, an enzyme synthesized by the liver. It is required for the normal clotting of blood. Clotting means whenever we are having an injury or wound, it is the natural ability of the blood to clot so that there is no loss of blood. The sources of vitamin K are cauliflower, spinach, and soya bean. It is also synthesized in the intestinal tract by bacteria. Now, the deficiency of vitamin K. In newborn babies, intestinal enzymes are not fully developed for the synthesis of vitamin K. That is why some infants show susceptibility to hemorrhage. Therefore, vitamin K is given to the infants immediately after birth who show hemorrhage tendency. So students, today we have covered fats and fat soluble vitamins A, D, E and K. In the next class, we'll do rest of the nutrients. Thank you.